Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Lando from The Snap coming at you with my top 10 running backs for week 14 of the fantasy football season, the last regular season game, and hopefully you're in the playoffs. But if you're not, you probably need some of these running backs to help you win. So make sure to like this video and comment down below. I respond to every single comment. So if I left one of your players off, let me know in the comments and I'll tell you if I would start them given your situation. Maybe you need a high upside play. Maybe you just need a floor play. Let me know in the comments. This was one of the hardest lists to compile, and I left a lot of stud running backs off of it. I'll talk about those guys at the end. So my number 10 running back is going to be Travis Etienne at the Cleveland Browns. Travis looked great on Monday night and maybe won a lot of people some matchups. Cleveland is a great defense, but the problem with Cleveland is that their offense is so bad that I do think that the Jaguars are going to have the ball a lot, even with CJ Beathard at quarterback. So I think they're going to lean on Travis, and he's been a great running back, and Cleveland is giving up good plays or big plays as well. So I think Etienne is a great start this week. My number 9 running back is going to be Kyren Williams. Stay in the flame with Kyren Williams. Again, a tough matchup. I'm giving you confidence to start these players in tough matchups. I do think it's going to be a good game against the Rams. I like Baltimore defense, but I do think that the Rams can move the football, and they do rely on Kyren. Puka Nacua is a little bit banged up. Maybe that means more checkdowns for Kyren Williams. My number 8 running back is going to be Benjon Robinson against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's defense is very mediocre. I think it's a good matchup, and I think that Benjon Robinson is going to be involved. They are battling for the division title, so I think that Benjon is going to be great, and I have him as a confidence play at number 8. Tony Pollard comes in at number 7 versus Philadelphia. Tough matchup again, but Tony Pollard and the Cowboys have been on fire lately. It's been a rough road with Pollard. I think this gives you a lot of confidence the past few weeks to keep on rolling with your stud. Now, one of my most controversial starts this week is going to be Zach Moss. He did not have a good week. His first week without Jonathan Taylor, but he got a lot of opportunities in the red zone. So the unfortunate part is he didn't get in. He had 17 opportunities last week on the ground, and I think Zach Moss gets in against Cincinnati. They're a good matchup on the ground. And again, with the backup quarterback, I think the Colts are going to possess the football quite a bit. They're also battling for a playoff spot, so Zach Moss is going to be highly used this week. My number 5 running back is Saquon Barkley against the Green Bay Packers. A good matchup again, and really, Barkley is the only player that the Giants have, and they're going to use him a ton. Green Bay gives up a lot to the running back, and he's going to be available for receptions as well. So especially if you're in a PPR league, these are my half PPR rankings, by the way. Start Saquon Barkley with confidence, and that should get you into the playoffs. My top 4 should be pretty obvious. We have Isaiah Peko coming in against Buffalo. The Buffalo defense is not what it used to be, and Pacheco's been very good. Even though we got ejected this past game, he has been an absolute stud. He's been one of my trade 4 candidates going into the playoffs, and I think this week is no exception. Start Isaiah Peko with confidence over a ton of studs that I haven't mentioned already. My number 3 running back is going to be Josh Jacobs against Minnesota. The Vikings defense has been hit or miss, but I do think Josh Jacobs has a great matchup this week. The Raiders can move the ball a ton with Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs, and I do think that he's going to have a great week. My number 2 running back is Alvin Kamara. He has the best matchup of everyone against Carolina. He's just a stud week in and week out. He's going to win a lot of people championships. So count your lucky stars if you have Kamara and you drafted him and took those few weeks that he was out on the chin, because he looks like a league winner right now. Kamara against Carolina is going to be great. He gets a ton of balls and scores a lot of touchdowns. And obviously, y'all know my number 1 running back. That's Christian McCaffrey. He is a stud week in and week out. Doesn't matter the matchup, but it just so happens that Seattle is going to be great. So, some notable players that I have not mentioned so far. We have both Detroit running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I was super disappointed with Jahmyr Gibbs last week. He did not have a great game, and Montgomery had the touchdown. And that's going to be the scenario most often. Chicago's a great matchup. I think if I'm going to start one of them, I will start David Montgomery. Another guy is Rachaad White. He is awesome. He's been great. They play Atlanta. In most scenarios, I'm going to start Rachaad White. I don't blame you if you just want to stay in the Flames. A big guy that I did not mention, literally large, is going to be Derrick Henry. Now, he went out with a concussion. They did come out and say that he is not in concussion protocol. Obviously, in most scenarios, you're just going to stick with your studs and play Derrick Henry. I don't mind it. He is just not ranked in my top 10. And the last two I need to mention are going to be the Dolphins running backs, Etienne and Raheem Mostert. If you have either one of those guys, I'm okay with you starting them, of course. Etienne and Mostert have a ton of upside. And last week, Etienne had most of the work in garbage time against the Washington Commanders. So I do think that both of them are start. They're high upside play. If you're down in a matchup and need a big play, you start the Dolphins running back with some confidence, but maybe hesitancy as well. All right, guys, let me know about my rankings. This was the hardest list to provide, but get me in the comments. And if you have some tough questions, I can give you those answers. At least I will try. Good luck this week. Hopefully you're in the playoffs, and we will see you next time.